Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another episode of Left 4 Dead 2 Myth Busting Mondays. And in today's video for the final myth, we're going to be testing to see if whether or not that if a spitter spit loogie or a grenade launcher, because we are going to test out both, can launch a survivor from the perished bridge all the way down to the rescue helicopter. I just may or may not include only one of these just because the title will be too long otherwise, but we are going to once again test both. If you guys end up enjoying today's video and like the sound of the final myth, please drop a like, subscribe if you are new, and if you have a myth of your very own that you would like to have us test in next week's episode, please by all means leave it here in the comments down below, or also alternatively you can leave it within my Discord server, which is going to be linked down below in this video's description. All that being said, guys, I hope you end up enjoying seeing this week's episode of Left 4 Dead 2 Myth Busting Mondays. Myth: can the Riot Infected's armor block claw damage from the Special Infected's front-facing attacks? Alrighty guys, the first myth is submitted in by Combine Slayer, and Combine, thank you also for your compliment within your comment here. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you love the myth busting series. Alright my friend, now we're going to test out your myth. So this is going to be footage from Dan's perspective because he was the one that got the best angle for this type of thing. So we're going to let the footage roll, let's see what ends up happening, and when Dan ends up hitting the riot gear zombie from the front, he immediately dies in one shot as if he had no protection at all. So the myth is busted. The riot gear zombies are immune to things such as bullets, but they are not immune to things like the claw attacks from Special Infected, at least from the front. Myth: can a tank throw his rock through the Dark Carnival Chapter 3 safe room razor wire gap? Alrighty guys, myth 2 is submitted in by Isaiah. Now unlike the time we tried to test this out with Spitter Spit, this time around it's going to be much harder because of the size of the tank rock. So we're going to just try a couple of attempts from the exact same location that I did with the Spitter and see if whether or not that will end up working out. Alright, so here's attempt number 1. I'm going to throw it overhanded, and it looks like despite the cursor being lined up, it ended up hitting the roof. Now I'm going to end up doing it underhanded, and unfortunately that didn't work either. Now that spot was not working in my favor, so I decided to do a different strategy and go lower to the ground, and it looks like that this is better. So I decided to have Dead Sled, or Suboptimal Ass here, jump in front of me, so that way I could see if whether or not I could hit him, and I was actually able to hit him surprisingly. So that means that the second myth is actually confirmed. A tank rock can not only fit in that gap, but can also hit somebody. Myth: in the passing, will the Left 4 Dead 1 crew be more likely to give health items if the Left 4 Dead 2 crew is low on health? Alright guys, the third myth is submitted in by Keto. Now after waiting around for a while on low HP, the survivors were starting to finally hand out things, and the first thing that they gave us was a medkit, so this is a good start. And then the second item that they dropped us was another medkit, so this is also a really good start and a really good track record so far. Now for the third one, they ended up giving us a pipe bomb. Unfortunately, this breaks the streak of them just giving us nothing but health items thus far. And now for the fourth and last item that they gave us, they once again gave us another grenade, and this time it was a Molotov. So 2 times they gave us medkits, and 2 other times they gave us grenades. What I want to do for myth 3, similar to how I ended up going about the one myth that we did in a prior episode, where we tried to see if whether or not that the Left 4 Dead 1 crew would give favorable items to people like Ellis and Rochelle because they have crushes on them, I'm going to label this myth as plausible, because hypothetically, if you have the right RNG, you could just get very, very lucky. I do believe that the things that the Left 4 Dead 1 crew drop are random, but there could be a placebo effect because of the luck. So for example, if you are low on HP and you get nothing but medkits multiple times in a row, you could believe this. But like I said, I do believe that this is completely random, and even if you did get multiple medkits in a row, it's probably just a coincidence. Myth: are you not able to shove infected back while in an air vent? Alrighty guys, the fourth myth is submitted in by Dead Sled 8. Now, Dead Sled was talking about how that when he was playing a custom campaign recently and there was a crescendo event where you had to crawl through a vent while infected were coming at you, he said that he was not able to shove them or melee them, which me and Dan were like, no, that can't be the case. So we ended up spawning in some Special Infected initially and tried to test it out on them first. So first we tested out the smoker, and we can shove the smoker just fine. And then we tried shoving a boomer, and we could also shove them as well. Next up was the hunter, and we were able to shove him just fine. And just like the others thus far, the spitter was also able to be shoved too. And then finally, Special Infected wise, we were able to shove the jockey, which means at least Special Infected wise, we can shove everything that's meant to be shoved. But now we're going to test out the uncommon / normal zombies. It's with these types of zombies where things get interesting. So we shoved them just fine outside the vent, but as soon as they crawled inside the vent, this happens. We're just not able to shove them anymore, which is very bizarre because you guys just saw a second ago that we were able to shove them when they were just outside the vent, but all of a sudden now we can't. This was even the case with the uncommon infected such as the clown, and it's funny because you can still honk his nose, you just can't stumble him in here. So that means that Myth 4 is also confirmed. You for some reason cannot stumble the normal or uncommon infected inside of an air vent. You can do it with a special infected, but not the other ones for some reason. Myth, with the grenade launcher or spitter spit, can you launch someone to the military helicopter from the bridge in the parish? And then the last myth is submitted in by not on my level / a true winner 1. Now with enough persistence and the correct angle, you can actually get not only really close, but you can even just flat out do it if you're lucky. Just do, of course, please keep in mind that you're going to have to be defibbed right after you land because you'll die of fall damage. Now doing this with spitter spit was a lot more complicated than the grenade launcher one. You can't do it at this area because there's invisible barriers blocking your way. And you can't do it farther back because you'll either, number one, not make it because it's too far away, or you'll just slip and get the wrong angle because you bonk your head. The best possible area that we found to try this is right here with this one roadblock because it perfectly aligns with the helicopter. Now due to a variety of different factors, and one of them being the most important one, which is luck, we were not able to get lucky with the spitter spit and able to get across to the helicopter. We were only able to do it successfully with the grenade launcher. However though, given the fact that in recent memory we've been able to do things such as get to the last stand boat from the lighthouse, and being able to do even other crazier things before in this series, I'm going to label the last myth as plausible. I believe that this is the best because I do genuinely think with enough persistence you can get this to work with the spitter, and since part of the myth is confirmed anyways with the grenade launcher, I don't want to call it entirely busted either. So plausible is going to be a result of the last myth today. Alrighty guys, but that's going to be here for today's video, and I do truly hope you guys ended up enjoying it. If you did, please consider dropping a like, comment, subscribe, follow, and all that beautiful stuff. And if you have a myth of your very own that you would like to have be featured in next week's episode, please by all means leave it here in the comments down below. Or also alternatively, you can leave it within my Discord server, which is going to be linked down below in this video's description. And as we wrap up the video, guys, I also want to mention 2 last quick things. Number 1, I have a second YouTube channel now. It is called Black Ninja 797 Extras. And on this channel, I'm going to be uploading and posting additional content that you would normally not see here on my main channel, such as gameplay walkthroughs, funny moments with my friends, and Challenge Accepted, which was a series I used to do here on my main channel where I play games you guys requested me to play. If you want to check out the second channel, there is going to be a link down below in this video's description. I also want to say thank you and shout out to Epic Games for being my first ever sponsor. I have a supporter creator code with them, and the code is just my name, Black Ninja 797 in all caps. If you guys want to, you can use it in the Fortnite and Epic Games item shops. Anybody that uses my code or has used it before in the past, I tremendously appreciate you. And yeah guys, I hope you end up enjoying seeing another YouTube video from the most unique YouTubers are ever going to see. Thanks for watching guys, I love all of you, and peace out.
Hey meme lords, Jesus here, and you better have enjoyed that video there by the eternal god Daddy Ninja. You should probably subscribe too, or the mighty Moab will come for your balls. If you enjoyed the video, you might like it too, and give me the memes. Flash, bang, boom!
Hang on, I'm gonna try and enable something on the survivors. What's one of the commands?
Me and the jerk make grand finals against the last guy to get top 500.